Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Girls Frontline 2, one of the newest tactical RPGs in the gacha genre, and one that I've actually had a lot of personal enjoyment playing as of recent. They have a very unique NPR art style, a fully voice acted story, and some of my favorite character animations in all of gacha. Today, we're going to be taking a look at all of that and more, including the gacha. We're going to look at some of the gameplay mechanics and some more stuff coming up in the new update. Also, I do just have to give a quick thank you to Girls Frontline 2 Exilium for sponsoring this video. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing which I want to get into is currently Girls Frontline 2 is actually having a new update. And with that new update, if we go to our recruitment, we're going to see that there's new banners with new limited characters. For example, Dion is going to be one of the new characters which we can possibly pick up this update. Then we also have a raid-up gun called the Heavy Strings Automatic Rifle, which looks sick. And then we have Mosin Nagant, which is going to be another limited drop on the new banners. And those are going to be your two characters coming up in this next update. Something else to note is that if we go to the shop, we actually have a new skin for one of the characters. Dion got her own skin, which is available in the shop now. Very beautiful dress. I love everything that's going on here, to be honest. Of course, in a new update also comes new events. And we now have Amidst Wings of Grey, which features a ton of cool stuff, which we're going to get into. One of them is the environmental survey, which if you interact with this, you kind of go onto like a Monopoly style board somewhat, and you can kind of roll dice to go around the board and collect different rewards. You can see at the bottom here, I'm collecting material boxes and different things. If I want to land on a particular space, like let's say, for example, I want to land on this 800 right here, I actually have another form of dice called the remote dice, which I can actually choose which number I want. Although I only have 3, I can only use this 3 times, but I can choose which number I want, get an automatic 4, and go to that 800 spot. Really fun game mode here. I like this one a lot. Then, of course, we're going to have our standard story game mode, where we're going to progress and use our characters to tackle different challenges. As we see, we're going to start out here with a couple level 15 enemies. Shouldn't be anything too challenging. If you want more of a challenge, you can go to the challenge game mode, which has very high levels of enemies, starting out at level 50 and getting higher and higher as you progress through this. But for right now, let's go for more of a casual aspect and just complete some of these story game modes. Here we go. Combat start. Let's destroy some enemies here. We got 3. No, oh my gosh. Okay, we got a lot of different enemies here. Okay, let's attack this one in the front. This should be a pretty easy fight considering they are very low level. But if we just use a couple different ultimates here with some more beautiful animations, we should be able to evaporate everything. Honestly, all I probably need to do is use some basic attacks. Easy peasy. We clean it up. Let's go up here. Rush bat dead. We got one more on the side here. I think we could just kill him with one of these. Come on. Yes, sir. Oh, wait, there's still one left. Oh, gosh. Let's kill him. There we go. It's good stuff. Look at that. Little mission complete right there. Good stuff. Just a few more events coming out next update. One is Inverse Cipher, where you can gain some cool rewards, including collapse pieces, which is the currency you use to buy pulls in this game. And then also we're going to have a 10-day login, where by logging in for 10 days, you can get 10 more of these permission passes to again roll for some of these very pretty limited characters. Then of course, after obtaining and getting some of your limited characters, like for example this character Dion, who had a beautiful pulling animation by the way, you can then go and see them in some areas, like for example the Dormatory. We're going to get a little more into this later, but Dion is possibly one of the most beautiful characters you can see in the Dormatory. She has a range of poses, which you can unlock even more of after getting one of her outfits that is coming out next update. And by getting that outfit, we get another pose. You're also able to see her in the maintenance area where you can interact with her even more. And she will hit you on the head with her fan. Funny little animation there. Now, there's a lot more characters in the Dormatory than just this one. We can take an overview of all of them here. You'll notice that there's some purple ones and there's some orange ones. The orange ones are the SSRs. The ones with the purple outline on them are the SRs. Or I believe in this game, the rarities are standard and elite. Now, something else that's important to note and something you should take note of when looking at some of these characters is that they have 4 different classes that they can be. Bulwark is like your classic like defense type tanking. Vanguard is like the one who goes out first, does high damage. Support is like your buffer / healer archetype. And Sentinel is high damage output and AoE damage. And your characters are going to kind of be separated by those classes. They have lots of different ways to customize them too. For example, you can have different guns, which is pretty awesome, I won't lie. You could switch around their gun types because guns are what most characters use to do damage in this game. There are a couple exceptions, like for example, there's 1 or 2 characters that use swords or do melee damage, and those characters have their own advantages, but typically, most characters use guns. But anyways, let's hop into a little bit of gameplay here. So, the characters in this game are referred to as dolls, and we're going to have 4 dolls on the field. We can kind of customize them in these 4 positions, deciding on where we want to move them. Then, once we have our 4 dolls selected, we want to click Combat Start and start facing the enemy. It's going to be a turn-based game, and we're going to get the first turn in this battle. Now, the strategies that you're going to want to do here is making sure that you're hidden behind some of these little defensive points. What this is going to do is it's going to reduce enemy damage or protect you from damage entirely, depending on the scale of it. Then from behind these points, you're then going to want to try to attack the enemies with some of your attack. So, as you're going to see here, we're going to hide and attack the enemy. On some maps, you're going to find unique little spots like this, which are like high vantage points. These high vantage points are useful because you can essentially neutralize attacks from certain angles on the field. So you really want to start seizing that high ground early on. Some maps even have other really cool mechanics such as teleporters, explosive crates that do huge AoE damage, and obstacles that can alter the terrain drastically. So lots of different maps you can play on. Now, there are a couple other cool mechanics in this game. For example, the speed up mechanic, which 3 times our speed, making our characters move a lot faster. So if we just want to go a little quicker, boom, 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 you're going to see our character dashes over there and goes as fast as she can to kill that enemy. And then once you're done your turn, you can end action, move on to the enemy's turn. And then they're going to start attacking your guys. And here we go. It's their turn now. They're going to move around the map and get a nice little vantage point on me there. Get some attacks off. Hopefully we can live this. I think we're going to be fine. Luckily, our healer's there. She's chilling. Not going to take too much damage. Now it's our turn again. Another thing to note during combat is the skill point bar. You're going to see above the character's little health bar, they're going to have a bar of what is essentially points, which you can use your 4 skills down here. You can see how many points they consume below the level. So for example, if I want to use Snow's Grace, it's going to consume 1, and we're going to lose 1 little red point above our health bar there. If I want to use this big ability, it's going to take all my points. So we might want to hold on to that one for right now. Now, something else we can do actually in battle, maybe we're struggling a little bit, we just want the AI to take over, there actually is an auto game feature. So you can just leave it on auto and the game will play for you. You can leave this on 3 times speed. Maybe you're doing some daily grinding. You don't want it to take up too much time. You can leave it here. Also, while that was happening in the auto feature, my character just used her biggest attack. In fact, both of my characters used their biggest attack, which consumed all of their points. However, it's going to do a ton of damage on the field. And we can already see some of the clean animations here. These are just animations that happen in battle. Oh my goodness, this is an animation in the game. That is actually insane. What? Now, let's say, for example, maybe the AI did something that I didn't want them to do. We do have the ability to rewind. So we can actually go back in action and be like, hey, maybe I didn't want to do this. So I can go back to my previous turn and rewind everything that the AI just did. So now we have the chance to use our own level 4 skills and see our big ultimates all over again, because these animations are pretty cool, I'll be honest. Crazy damage. Now, what that character does, we aren't going to go into every character's kit, but like she heals, she gives shields, and that's what the support kind of archetype is going to do for your team, which is super cool. Now, that's just a tiny smidget of the base gameplay, but honestly, I'm a huge fan of it. And I hope you guys are too. Next up, let's head into the dormitory and the public area. In the dormitory, you can see all your different characters and different idle animations and stuff. In your doll list here, you can see a list of all the characters you can have, and you can interact with them. And they all have their little original unique styles and places that they stay in. You're able to free roam around it, move up, down, and you can see every angle that you want of your different characters. You can also interact with them here by touching them, and you can change their outfits. Depending on what outfits you have, you might unlock different animations. For example, we have some different ones here, like emotions, relaxing, where she's hugging the teddy bear, which is really cute. You can also, inside this menu, give gifts to your characters, which actually raises your affinity with them. And this has its own perks in battle. If you raise your affinity, you get extra stuff like extra health, attack, and other good features for your different dolls. You can interact with them even more in the refitting room. And again, they'll have different idle animations, and you can just appreciate some of their different stances. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about with Girls Frontline 2. If you guys want to download this game for yourself, there will be a link in the description below, so you can go and get this game for yourself. Also, if you want to follow them on any of their social media pages for latest updates on the games, that will also be all down there. But regardless, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.